Yeah, we're ready to go live. What's up, guys? Smallmouth Crush. I'm just going to take a seat. I know I'm a little far away from the camera. Let me know if you can hear me, please. I feel like I'm too far away right now. Hold on. Running a little behind. All right, let me see if I can get this computer a little closer to me in my workspace here. Whoa. What is the problem? Oh, this cord. I see the problem. We got special guest Tom in the house. 12-pound Tom Nee. What's up, bud?
What's happening?
We're just going to go real quick, talk a little fishing, give you guys an update, and send you on your way. Epic Eric, his wife is having a, I forgot if she is, I think it's her birthday. Happy birthday, Margaret.
Happy birthday. I thought you were going to say she was going to have a baby.
Maybe she was in labor. I don't know why he can't have a.
You're going to have like a mini Epic E.
Maybe. No. Birthdays. Yeah. He told me a couple days ago, and he asked if he could have the day off, and I said sure. He's like, yeah, I know you don't celebrate birthdays, but
you don't celebrate birthdays?
I don't. I had a birthday September 3rd. Nobody knew about it.
Happy birthday, dude.
Don't need to hear it.
Man, I had no idea.
Oh, maybe it was last week, and maybe it was last week he couldn't make it. Maybe he's looking for the link right now. I don't know. Anyways, here we are at the base camp, Smallmouth Crush World Headquarters in upstate New York. And Tom came up yesterday to go do a little fishing.
Yeah.
I had a guide trip today, and it went pretty well. We, I think we had like 22, 23 and a half, something like that.
Sounds like a pretty good day. Yeah, I think I only had like 21.
That's a good day too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yes. Aliens don't have birthdays. That's right, Samadas. So you struggled a little bit.
I did.
I told you where to go.
It was that northeast wind.
Northeast wind again.
Yeah, blowing like 10.
Basically, I had a troll today to catch them.
Which is not legal in the tournament.
It isn't.
But if you're guiding, you can do whatever the hell you want.
That's right. So we trolled, and then Tom and I had a brilliant idea of going out this afternoon and trying to catch largemouth together.
I had nothing to do with that. So I came 5.5 hours up to the St. Lawrence River to hang out with Travis and go largemouth fishing.
That's right.
It turned out to be a terrible video. I hope it doesn't actually get published.
No.
And there are not any reasonably sized largemouth bass on the St. Lawrence River.
There is.
Based on today's activities.
There is. You just need to know where to go. I haven't had time to put in. I think what happened, I think the water level's dropping, and places I caught them in the past, they just haven't, they weren't there. So we struggled. We flipped some docks, we frogged, we punched, you flip the jig around. We learned that I can't flip under docks that well.
Yeah, you're gonna practice that, but you're out of practice.
Yeah.
You've been dropping and dragging and doing all kinds of things up here.
Yeah. Your dad says hi. John's in the comments.
Yo.
JP asked, what baits were you trolling and how fast? So when we talk trolling in bass terms, what we mean is we have to point the boat into the wind and continue forward movement to keep the baits bouncing bottom. So I was using the Beast Coast open water sniper jig. 1/2 ounce was the ticket today in Is it sexy melon? Magic melon? What color is that? Spicy melon? I
No,
don't
it's sexy melon.
Sexy melon with a twin tail grub or a Ned rig on the back.
Yeah, I think we should dive into the trolling and why.
Basically, because of the wind and the way the current is moving. The wind is basically what happens here on the river. Whenever you have current flowing one way and you have wind going the opposite way, there's still current, but the surface is your boat's going to blow with the wind and your baits are going to go with the current. And it really screws things up. And so we kind of have to force our baits and boat to go with the direction of the current. And so both my guys were on the back of the boat today while my bow was facing into the wind, but the baits were moving along with the current behind the boat.
To give it a natural presentation.
Yes, it has to be a natural flow with the current. Otherwise, they won't.
Yeah, so the fish that live in the river are accustomed to getting their food in one direction.
I believe so. Maybe.
Yeah, and if you tried to present that bait in the opposite direction against the wind, it might not work out.
Right.
And we know it's not going to work out.
So that's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dennis, I mentioned earlier, EE is on leave for this evening. His wife is having a birthday, so he's probably watching a movie with her right now. That's what they do. You gonna wish his wife a happy birthday?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Margaret.
Everybody, send E a message wishing his wife a happy birthday if you could. Just looking through the comments here. Stony Island, Epstein's golf course. I don't know. Controlled drift. Yes, controlled drift, but it's really trolling, which is illegal in the tournament. Which, speaking of tournaments, I fished a tournament this past Saturday. So my plan was to fish the BFL out of Messina. So Thursday I went and practiced, and I had like 23 pounds in the river. Or no, I'm sorry, Friday. I guess you could sign up until like 4 o'clock that night. So I was making some drifts, and I heard another charter boat was out there, and I overheard them talk about a strong northeast wind tomorrow, the next day. So then I immediately kind of freaked out. I looked on my phone. I saw that it was going to blow northeast. And basically, I know I'm not a strong angler with a northeast wind because I would have to kind of do what I was doing today for the most part to get bites. And so I chose not to fish the BFL. It only took 22 pounds a day to win.
Joe Thompson.
Yeah. Congratulations, Joe, which surprised the heck out of me. Like,
No, come on.
a full field. Not that Joe won, that it took only
Okay.
22 pounds a day to win.
Yeah, it's a northeast wind, man. I mean, you're not the only one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joe's a stick.
Yep. So, I mean, I said, screw it. And I knew that there was a tournament out of Henderson Harbor, the Cash and Rods tournament. And so I decided to jump into that. And we were greeted with very strong winds as expected on the lake that Saturday. It was a heck of a field of anglers. There was a bunch of, I don't know how many boats they had, 40, 50, 60, whatever. And I decided to fish solo since JP ditched me and didn't want to fish that tournament with me. He had other plans. That's kind of not true, but I ditched him, I guess. But because I thought I was going to fish the BFL, so he made other arrangements.
Yes.
Which is fair.
Yeah, and you told me that you speared a wave in the harbor.
Yeah, so I speared a wave before I even got out to the lake, and it shook my graph off, and I had to retighten that. And so my game plan was to run a lot further than I ran. I just ran to some secondary spots. I fished for an hour in an area and really didn't see a lot of activity, couldn't get them to go. And so I went to another area, and I was throwing the Beast Coast in 3/8 ounce on a spinning rod, open water sniper jig. And I was using Livescope, and I could see them in about 20 feet of water out in front of me. And they didn't look that big, but I didn't have a fish in the boat, right? So I pitched over to them, and for the next 20 minutes, I was able to really probably catch my limit. I did put some 3.5s in the live well, which I normally don't do, but I thought conditions were going to be a little tough. And so I decided to put that whole bag of fish in my boat, and I probably had 19 pounds at that time. And then I just went searching because I know that area, and I know that a lot of times there's a lot of fish that are going to get offshore or deeper. So these fish were all up, and I think Travis, who's in the comments here, I think I had a guide trip with him where my second spot in the tournament, I stopped. Travis and I were catching them, drop shotting, and like a Demiki rig. I was using the drop minnow on an 1/8 ounce head, and we caught a bunch of fish there. So there was a good group of fish, and that's where I went in the tournament. But oftentimes those fish will get out in that 40, 50, 60 foot depth, and it's kind of a gradual slope into bare nothingness. And I couldn't find anything, and so I ran another spot, and they were stacked on it. And I think, Travis, you may have fished that spot with me. And we saw fish, but we couldn't get them the bite. Well, I was able to give them the bite. I used the Beast Coast sniper jig on the first cast, and was able to catch an upgraded fish, 4+ pounder. Then I had a couple fish that were suspended, so I decided to throw a 4-inch wacky rig Cinco on them. And I missed that one fish. I could see him come up and grab it, and I missed him. And then I went back to my first stop, and it was covered up with sheephead, drum all over the place. So I spent an hour chasing drum around because there was some smallies mixed in, but it was really hard to determine which ones were smallies and which ones were sheephead. So I was pretty much casting at everything for an hour. And then I realized time's running out. I got an hour and a half to bust a move. The winds were sort of calming down. I was going to make a 15-mile run, which looking back now, I wish I would have. But I didn't. I decided to go back to the second stop where I had him on the football head. Why are you smiling?
Because Andy's asking whether or not I scratched another trolling motor, and I think he's referring to that time we were out.
Oh, yeah, he did. We'll talk about that.
Wait, I did?
Today, you hit them rocks with my trolling motor. When you remember?
I did.
So Tom wanted to go real shallow, like 6 inches he wanted to go flip a jig into some wood in 6 inches of water today. And there was a bunch of rocks between us and the wood. And I said, go for it.
You said keep it in the mud, not the rocks.
I did say keep it in the mud, not the rocks.
All right, little scratch. I'm sure there's a little scratch, but we're fine.
Yeah.
But speaking of trolling motors, I had some trouble yesterday.
Oh, yeah, your trolling motor is done.
Yeah.
Splash. Can I finish my tournament story real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I have 45 minutes left. I go back out to that spot where I have him on the football head, but I went deeper. And for some reason, right where I stopped and got up on the trolling motor and put the trolling motor down, there was fish all below me in that 45, 50-foot range. So I knew they were big smallmouth. I know how these fish operate. It's the same way year after year. You need slack line. You need a Berkeley gulp in smelt 3-inch. And you need to let it sit there for like 45 seconds. And then you give it just a little lift, and that's when you get the bite. But unfortunately, well, it doesn't matter. I had a Sexy Melon drop minnow on. I didn't have time to change it. I just grabbed it. I threw it down. I worked it the same way I would, real slow. And within 20 seconds, I felt that little tick. And that was a 5+ pounder. So now I'm really excited because I still got a good half hour before I have to go in. And I really felt like I could get it done there. But I dropped on many, many more fish and could not get a bite.
I actually caught all my fish dropping today.
Uh-huh.
All the drop shot fish on that sexy melon.
Mm-hmm.
No, spicy melon.
Spicy melon, yes.
Yeah, spicy melon.
Beats Coast is sexy melon. Great Lakes Finesse drop minnow sexy melon.
Spicy.
Spicy melon, yes. There you go.
Yeah.
Matt goes, where's my hoodie? Matt, if you're someone that places an order for merchandise, there was 2 of them that just showed up recently. And I don't know why I never received the notification, but if that's you, I will get those out shortly. If that's what you're referring to. All right. Anyway, so long story short, I ran back in. I sucked. I had 21.5 pounds, and a bunch of dudes had
more than that.
Way more than that. I took like eighth place.
It's good.
That ain't good.
It's good.
I had 27 pounds one. Then it was 25, 25, 24, 23, 22, and then me. So it happens.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about your trolling motor issue.
Yeah. So before I came up here, I was out fun fishing, and I dropped the boat in the water and put the trolling motor in, and I get 5 beeps, 2 flashes on the Lowrance Ghost, and it's just not working. Check the batteries, check everything. You guys are probably going to put a lot of comments on this because I'm sure somebody out there had this happen. I was able to get it to work after I put the boat back on the trailer, shut down all the power, and before I left the ramp, I checked it, and it was working. So I was like, let's drop the boat back in and go fishing. And throughout that day, it was like intermittent. I could use it for a couple hours, and then it would shut down for a few minutes, and then I could use it for a couple hours, and then it would shut down. Same thing, 5 beeps, 2 flashes, and end up going online, going on to Bass Boat Central, talking with a bunch of guys. Looks like Travis had the same problem. It is a problem right now, and I think a lot of guys are experiencing it. Yesterday, I had no trolling motor. Today, I ran the trolling motor all day without a problem. The problem is you have to take it to a service tech, which could be a couple hours from you, depending on where you live. And they're going to diagnose it. I've heard a couple different things already. I think my dad called me up today. He talked to Roy down at Wacky Riggers.
Yeah.
Roy seems to think that it's a angle sensor that needs to be replaced. I talked to one of the dealers. They said it's a head sensor.
Bowers, right?
Yeah, I talked to Bowers.
Yeah. And
they said it's a head sensor that needs to be replaced. I don't know what sensor needs to be replaced, but it looks like I'm going to be out of trolling motor until they do get it fixed. I did hear that some of these parts are not in stock, so it could be challenging to get them. So if you have a Lowrance Ghost, you're experiencing this, I would highly encourage you to get it to a service tech as soon as possible, because it could take, a couple weeks to get it resolved. But
I couldn't imagine. I still have a spare. I've been fortunate.
Yeah.
The last time I had a trolling motor issue was during the Bass Open 2 years ago up here, and it was just a little something to do with the foot pedal button, and we were able to fix it. But I keep a spare. It would take a half a day to put it on the boat.
Hours, yeah.
But it's important.
Sure.
I was thinking about selling it because it's $3,000 sitting around, but it's too important not to have one. And so far, it's the best trolling motor I've used. Do you agree?
I've used the Ultrix. The Ultrix was pretty good.
Well, it was loud.
You used a Garmin Force.
Yeah.
I never used that. I think I put a dent in it once off of a buoy, but short of that, yeah, I would say it's a pretty good trolling motor. I think they just got to get the kinks out of it.
Do you know what I'm doing right here, bud?
I have no idea what.
So these are drops for diver decoys. So this is a clip that goes on your decoy, and you clip it on the long line.
What do we call this? Smallmouth Crush Headquarters?
Yes.
All right. Just so you guys know, if if you've never seen this place, it is like Disneyland for bass fishing, duck hunting, walleye fishing, salmon fishing.
Don't use the term Disneyland.
Oh, what is that? Okay.
I don't agree with Disney and the corporation and what they do and what they promote.
Okay.
And I don't like it when Dave Mercer and these Japanese anglers talk about my smallmouth waters as smallmouth Disneyland. Okay. So don't use the term Disneyland in my space. Nobody should be going to Disneyland, taking your kids to Disneyland, supporting Disneyland movies, any of that stuff.
In the second garage, there's 10 55-gallon drums of decoys. All kinds of, how many different duck decoys do you have?
Different species?
Yeah.
8 or 9.
Well, we didn't even talk about salmon fishing.
Right.
Yeah.
When do I have time to do any of this?
How's a walleye boat?
Good. I've been out on it 4 or 5 times. Good.
Any trips booked for walleye yet?
I'm not making any money walleye fishing right now.
You guys know anybody that wants to go walleye fishing? It sounds like he's got some availability.
I do. Maybe.
Disney is evil.
There you go. Sorry, guys. You don't play. No, I don't play Disney movies for my kid, Sean. I told you. No, not going there. Don't even start. Ice fishing. There you go.
Oh, here's something really cool too. Travis,
Thank you, Rich.
I'm going to tell a secret. I'm going to tell it.
Okay.
So Travis has a wall of baits, and what he does is he strategically covers up the packages behind with some decoy package up front. So God forbid you walk through this place, you're like, oh, he's throwing the same thing I'm throwing. No, he's not. No, he's not. If you take that package off, you'll actually see what he's throwing. So he's got a bunch of decoy packages up here. He's pretty smart.
Yes.
But I called him out on it. I was like, there's no way you're throwing that. And of course, I take the package and look at it, and behind it's the color that you would be throwing, which is green pumpkin. So
Is it? I don't know. All right, let's talk about, because we're going to make this short and sweet, guys. But we will get back into it. I'm really behind on videos, too. I did make a video of the tournament. I did make a video of the FLW tournament, or whatever it's called, MLF. I did make a video of my son and I going out catching some fish. I'm so far behind on all videos. So
we made a video today on crushing largemouth on the St. Lawrence River.
yes,
That was terrible, man.
it was bad today.
Yeah.
I fished waters I haven't fished in years. And it just sucked. I don't know how
The water level was down.
it was down. But how does one even go about trying to catch these largemouth? I don't know. I feel like you should be able to frog fish somewhere around here.
Yeah.
You have to. I just don't know where right now. And I don't have time to figure it out. I am behind on the vids. Yes, I am. What else did we want to discuss tonight? Let's talk about Livescope a little bit, because Tom and I were having a question. Had some thoughts about this. You know, there's, I guess, even more controversy, right? That one dude on YouTube, whatever his name is, Blanket or whatever, he talked a lot about not using lives, like he wants it banned. And now rumor got out that the elite guys are getting polled. And then, of course, all the elite guys want the views and eyeballs. So they're going to make polls themselves and keep the idiocracy speech going.
Yeah.
All 100 of those elite guys that were out here on Lake Ontario have Livescope. Did they all crush them? Did they all catch 28 pounds a day? No. So I don't see the point in this as even an argument that it should or shouldn't be banned. I'm all about this type of technology. I probably wouldn't enjoy even going out fishing if I didn't have it. I want to know what the heck is down there. What's swimming around, right? I do. I would pick a different sport or hobby if I couldn't fish with Livescope. I'm going to say it right now. If you said I couldn't fish with Livescope, I wouldn't fish anymore. For bass deep, okay? Not going to do it. Not going to waste my time. I go out there to set the hook. I told you guys this before. The reason why I go fishing is to set the hook and fight a fish and catch fish. I'm not there to just look at the scenery, look at the water, use my instincts, thinking that there might be a big rock down there, thinking that do I visually in my mind see a fish positioned on that rock or not? I want to go over there with my Livescope and see if there's a fish, and then try to figure out how to get that fish to bite. And if there isn't a fish, I want to go to the next 200 rock piles I got.
Yeah.
Quick, so I can set the hook. There you go.
Well, while you guys put some comments out there, I look at it from like a business perspective. So, for instance, you have a lot of companies, a lot of businesses that sell a lot of products to people like us that get to go fishing. Right. And if you start banning the latest and greatest technology from Garmin, Lowrance, Humminbird, I get a feeling that they're not going to want to sponsor some of these bass at Major League Fishing.
Yeah.
National Professional Fishing League. If you start restricting what these companies are capable of producing for the best fishermen that get the most eyeballs, that have the ability to market these products. I mean, let's face it. I mean, the reality is that that's why a million different baits exist. All this technology exists. It's because you have these 100, 200 professional fishermen that have the eyes and ears of the entire country. And if they can't sell that product, what's the point of having the league?
Sure.
So they would lose sponsorship dollars if they decided to ban it, I would think.
And again, like I said, a lot of you guys are not aware of this. I don't want to bring this up tonight, but I will. This type of technology, not just forward-facing sonar, but everything we're experiencing in this reality currently has been done many, many times before in this current reality. We just don't remember it. This technology is nothing new, Tom. It's new to this experience, but people have had, how did the pyramids get built? We were looking at fish 8,000 years ago in this reality with forward-facing sonar. I promise you.
Do you know why they banned the A-rig?
Can we go back to what I'm trying to say? Or is this too complicated?
You're talking about pyramids.
Okay, go ahead.
Why did they ban the A-rig?
I think it was because the fact that you were using 5 baits essentially, as opposed to just one bait, say a jig. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think it was like the number of hooks. I think they had A-rigs with like.
I don't think it's
hooks on them.
Sure. I don't think it was because it's such an amazing technique. I mean, there's a time and place for one. There's actually probably always a time. There's not a lot of guys that religiously throw those anymore. Do you agree? I mean, there's guys that got it dialed in and do, but people hear about it. They tried it. We've caught fish on it, but you don't see guys slinging it every day they go out on the water anymore.
Nope. No, there's a time and place, and I don't use it at all. So,
yeah. Huh. Just reading the comments. Yeah. I don't think it's going to get banned. There's no way it's going to get banned. So I don't even know why we're having to talk about it. Like, it's so stupid that we keep talking about this, but I love it. I mean, we didn't do that great. After we ditched largemouth fishing, we tried to use it to catch some smallmouth and salvage the afternoon. Did it help? No. We still suck.
The fish wouldn't eat.
So it doesn't matter. Like, I don't see the issue.
No, but what comes next? What's the next? Like, how are they going to?
I hope that at some point we have some sort of glasses or something we put on or a contact lens. And basically that shows us everything under the water as far as rock piles and the way the bottom, the contours right in front of you, whatever direction you look, and then you can see the fish. I hope it comes to that point.
It sounds really cool.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Almost like some virtual reality, like you're swimming under the water.
Well, what's going to happen, honestly, guys? You're all mad because in this reality we're banning technology. When the metaverse is coming out and this alternate reality where, and not everybody watching this, but there's going to be 70% of the population is going to be glued to these goggles and this metaverse, and they're going to be making money in the metaverse. They're going to be conducting business. They're going to be doing everything in the metaverse because it's a lot more fun, right? Because their reality sucks. And that's how it's going to be. You don't even have to get off the couch to go smallmouth fishing in 5 to 10 years from now. You'll be able to put your headsets on and go crush a 28-pound bag every day.
Do you know that my youngest daughter plays Roblox, and fishing is actually a way that she can earn money in the game so she can buy stuff and build stuff? And yeah. So we do some fishing in Roblox.
There you go.
Yeah, it's her number one go-to way of earning cash.
I'm sorry, but see, that's the problem with this reality. And that's fine. I'm not part of the collective. You guys do what you want to do. I'm going to continue. What I'm going to do here is make some drops for my decoys and experience this reality for what it is.
All right. Are there any duck hunters out there? Because I just saw a garage full of blinds and boats and more shit than I wouldn't know what to do with. I couldn't even get into duck hunting if it's going to take up that much square footage.
Right.
So I guess put in the comments, do you duck hunt? And if you do, like, do you need all that crap? Is that necessary?
Elite VR series. I like that. It'd be safer boating.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, so my dad just put a leash on his motor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you got one right there. I think we just had a video come out a couple weeks ago of another guy that just blew the motor right off, and it ended up in the bottom of the lake. It didn't end up in the boat, but nonetheless.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an important thing to have. So here's a funny story. So I have a light on my boat. Bass Fishing Electronics sells those. Steve, he's been on our podcast, our show. He put this light on my boat, and it's a pretty cool light. You know, you guys all seen the lights that go on power poles, but this one's really compact and it's nice. It hasn't stopped working at all this year for me. I've been very pleased with it. However, I didn't put my power poles down all the way yesterday backing into the garage. And apparently these garage doors are very sturdy because I bent the light. The bracket for the light bent. So Tom comes over. I show him the light. It's bent. So we get real creative on how to bend it back. And we put some pressure on it. And we fix it sort of. It's still a little crooked. But then I realized the garage door, from hitting that light, not only bent the light pole, but it actually bent the bottom bracket for my power pole. So now I got a crooked power pole, which I have to get fixed. And we tried to do some surgery on it today, but it's definitely beat up. Isn't it crazy that the garage door didn't just fall off? Like, what would be stronger?
I don't know. I mean, the power pole is a good product. I would say it is a strong product, but I do believe it's flexible and it's designed to be that way. Yeah, it's just a flexible, durable product. That's why it's still standing.
It sucks that I got to deal with that now. I got JP for another week to wrench on my boat. We're fishing a tournament, I guess, this weekend, JP and I are, so wish us luck. What are your plans tomorrow? You heading out? You gonna do a little fishing yet? Don't know.
I might. I might.
All right. I got a guide trip tomorrow. If anyone is interested that's watching this or curious, I have a few more days left. I'm pretty much done the third week in October, but if there's any hardcore guys that want to really experience some fabulous fishing, I will go out well into October and November. If you're interested, get a hold of me. I can't believe we're already, I mean, I accepted that it's almost fall now, but it seems like this summer really flew by.
Yeah, it did.
Big time. But we'll have some trips in late fall. It's going to be cold. It's going to be.
Does anything change in the fall? Like pattern baits, targeting?
Baits a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll still drop shot Ned rig, football head, but I'll incorporate spoons and blade baits a little bit more. Maybe some jerk baits, A-rigs. I guess not a whole lot of changes. You can really have a lot of fun on a blade bait that time of year.
Are they deep, shallow, still kind of both?
Both. There'll be both, but there'll also be a lot of fish schooled up deep. They'll get in bigger groups. I feel.
How's the weather in November?
I mean, it can be really terrible out there, right? Yeah, it can be bad.
Somebody asked Travis the other day, like, "How's the weather in October?" And he's like, "What am I, the weatherman?" I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I go fishing every day.
Yeah, he had to be there. It was funny. But we'll have some dates available. I do salmon trips as well, guys. So if you're interested in catching salmon in the mouth, not at the mouth of the river, but legally, like where you actually hook them in the mouth, we're going to be doing some of those trips. Those are going to be afternoon trips. So if you're local within a couple hours, you want to go mess around, catch some salmon with me, you can check out that information on my website. And we can do that. That's going to be pretty much all of October. I'm not really guiding for ducks this fall because I want to get a better feel. Although if you want to hunt sea ducks with me, I don't even know if that information is on the website yet, but it probably isn't. But we're going to do sea duck hunts. I'll probably be able to guide for old squaws or long-tail ducks and scoter if you're interested in doing that. That's going to be $1,000 for the hunt, and I can take up to 3 people. So you get 3 guys. It's pretty reasonable. But that's what we're asking for on the sea duck hunts, and we'll be hunting on Lake Ontario all of November pretty much. We'll get that dialed in.
Jig Squad said ducks suck.
I don't know. I love it. Love it. What else we got? That's about it. What'd you do all summer, man? Did you fish a lot?
No, I didn't fish at all.
When's the last time you've been on the Chesapeake?
Oh, it's been a while.
Really?
Yeah. I fished the Ike tournament in June. That didn't work out too well.
That's it?
And then I was out a couple times after that, but no major tournaments, just fun fishing here and there.
Gopher goes, where do you need power poles nowadays? Well, it's a good question. Or a good comment, I should say. They're very useful. I use them every day at the dock. As dumb as that sounds, I fish every day, so it's very handy when I'm docking a boat, coming and going. But I do get shallow a lot, and there's definitely opportunities where I'll use them.
We used them today.
Yeah, we did. Well, we largemouth fished today, but even for smallmouth, when I'm up in those shallow flats looking for cruising fish, I'll use it quite a bit. I feel like spot lock is always going to turn the boat obviously into the wind, and you don't always want to be like, if I'm heading against the wind or something, or into the wind, well, I guess I would against the wind on a flat, and I see fish and I want to slow the boat down or stay in one spot, that trolling motor is just going to spin you around. I find it very beneficial just hitting the power pole button and locking you in place. Now, I'm going back and forth between 8 and 10 footers for my next boat. I've been a 10-foot guy forever, but now I'm realizing it is a pain every day coming home because I shut my main power off when I'm driving down the road because I've had the power pull button. You know, I have a remote in my truck, remote in the boat, the one that you wear, and, you know, something could accidentally hit it, and my power pulls have deployed going down the road before. So I just always shut the main power off. So that means every time I pull in my driveway, I have to get out and turn the power back on to back this boat in. So 8-footers would come through the door. Is that correct? Would they?
I don't
think
know.
they would.
It's going to be tight.
I think they would.
You want me to back my boat in? We'll try it.
Nah, we're good. Okay. I'll figure it out. But I don't know. I really like the 10s because a lot of times when you're in that 7, 8 for the water, which we're in a lot more than you are 4 and 5.
Yeah.
They definitely will lock you in place. So there's an upside and downside.
Yeah, I would say the downside to the 8 is you need to be in 6 foot or less to lock you in.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's not always the case.
Yeah.
Especially if you're docking, which a lot of guys like to use the power poles for docking.
And you're right. Some launches, it's just not.
You just don't have it.
Doesn't work. So I like them. I just don't know which. Don't know. I know it was annoying today when I had my guys. My guys, they were always in the way when they were fishing from the back of the boat today. Can you imagine?
You know what? I mean, you know, given that you're guiding, I mean, do you really need power poles guiding?
Yeah, I use them guiding. Sure. Yeah. I wouldn't see myself ever not having them, but I could see myself doing the 8s and just dealing with it.
Do it.
Just to get, I don't know. I would say 90% of the power poles on the market are all 8. Everyone's
I mean,
very rarely you're going to find a guy with 10-foot poles. You know?
There's so many boats with package deals with 8-footers on them.
Yeah.
It's just, you just roll with it.
Yeah. You know, you need a 9-foot door to fit. I don't know what's door that is. We'll see. Anyways, what else you got? Anyone have any questions, comments? Anything we can do to?
Yeah, Travis Wise said you need a 9-foot door to fit. Is that to fit the 8-footers? I think that is to fit the 8-footers, but
that looks like a 9-foot door.
yeah. No, I don't think so.
Okay. That's fine. 10-foot all day.
Mark D uses drift paddles on his power
I
pole.
live scoped some salmon on a Demiki rig on bait in 70 feet of water. That would be awesome. Why don't you get into anything else besides bass fishing? Like, do you do anything outdoors besides?
Yeah, well, I used to, but
Like what?
I used to bow hunt. I used to hunt.
You used to
deer.
bow hunt?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
How?
With a bow.
In those clothes you wear?
No, with camel, just like anybody else. that
Where
go
would you
hunting.
bow hunt?
New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
And you just stopped?
Yeah.
Man, why?
My wife gave away my bow, my target.
She gave it away?
Dude, to the
Hold on.
to the exterminator. There's a video out there. You guys should see it.
Are you joking then?
No, I'm not joking. She donated it.
She said, my husband doesn't need these anymore?
I honestly haven't. I didn't go hunting for 10 years. And
Okay.
I was looking to get rid of it, and
Okay.
she got rid of it for me. But it was pretty funny the way that.
Uh-huh. Wow.
No, man, I used to be outdoors all the time.
Okay.
Right now, I'd be setting up for deer season. I'm sure it's somebody out here hunting.
Yeah. I can't get into deer hunting. I don't know. Doesn't do anything for me.
But you know what happened is when you get
Maybe someday.
into tournament bass fishing, I mean, it's almost a year-round
Sure.
passion.
I get it, but
and you're either working on your boat, you're adding electronics, you're doing things, you're studying, you're online, you're looking at maps, all your time and attention goes into one
I see
thing.
that. I agree.
And then you get married and you have a couple kids, and then you got to like pick and choose
Pick and choose what?
how much time you're going to spend away from them.
as much as
Some
you
of us,
can.
anyway.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Okay. I mean, I take my kids fishing. Emily fell out of the boat the other day.
Stop.
She did. Yeah.
She was wearing a life jacket.
She's wearing a life jacket, but we were perch fishing, and next thing I know, she fell in. She was at the bow of the boat, and the boat was moving on the trolling motor. So by the time I got to her, she was back behind the motor.
How did she take it?
Amazing. She floated on her back, and she still had the freaking fishing rod in her hand. She didn't drop the fishing rod. So the first thing I do is grab the fishing rod. I did. And then I made, she was fine. She's floating. I grabbed her, and she really wasn't shocked. She was kind of mad that she was wet, but she didn't like start crying or anything.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to scare her.
No.
And apparently she's not scared.
She's in swimming lessons.
She's 3.5.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
All right. Was Cole with you?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Did you guys catch some perch?
No,
No.
we did not. No. I was in Henderson Harbor. I can't seem to find the big schools of perch this year. I don't know where they are at. I don't know. So normally that's where I always would fish for them, but I guess things have changed. I'm not on top of it like I used to be. Yeah. What's so funny here?
He said, let's be honest, Travis, you were probably moving around like a maniac on the Livescope trying to find the perch.
That's true. Uh-huh. That's funny. But I do miss, like,
I think it's good that you're getting the kids out of the boat. And it wasn't too long ago. I mean, it was probably 2 years ago. We were in Sackett's Harbor. We had Cole out there, and he couldn't have been what, 3?
you and me?
Yeah.
Really? Did we
Yeah.
catch him?
Yeah.
What did we catch?
A bunch of perch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
You don't remember that?
I don't, man. I guess I do. I don't know.
It's just chunks of night crawlers and
On a drop shot.
yeah.
Yeah. But no, I find it like I really, when I went walleye fishing a couple times in the last 2 weeks. I went trolling for the first time in 12, 15 years, and that was pretty cool. I was happy to be out there doing that. You know, I'm in a beat up John boat or beat up Lund, you know what I mean? Like a little tiller boat. Just doing my thing. No fancy fiberglass boat. Not a bunch of Livescope. I mean, I got one on there, but it felt good. I got all these crankbaits. So I call them all on bandits, if you guys care, which probably nobody cares, but I call them all on bandit deep walleye crankbaits called. And I never used those baits before. So it was cool.
How deep is the water?
So I was trolling in 30 to 60. And the fish my baits were getting down about 27. Yeah.
So when you go walleye fishing, like do you mark the fish first and then go back over them with your baits? Like what is it? Or they're like just walleye areas that you just are they like community holes?
Community holes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. But they're stacked. You know, I only seen one other boat there. It's just humps offshore. Like any hump. I mean, when you're bass fishing out here, you see walleye guys all the time trolling.
Sure.
You know, just go where they go.
I saw a couple out there today.
Yeah. You know, but I really wanted to get into salmon trolling this summer. I never had time. All those rods need to be rigged. And you know how to put a dipsy diver on? Because I don't. All those big ones right there. You know how much time that's going to take?
You obviously got the time to do it.
No, I don't. When?
When are you gonna do walleye charters?
I don't know. So I'm going to throw this out there, guys. I'm looking to hire a licensed captain in this area that wants to run walleye trips for me. So basically, you use a boat, all the tackle, all the gear. What's so funny?
Oh, Brad. Travis even hates a co-angler, even when it's his daughter.
Yeah, there you go.
It's good.
I was hoping JP would step it up, but I don't know.
I mean, you told me he's guiding up here too.
Yeah, I want to duck hunt more. What I'm finding out is I can stay busy bass fishing into October, so there's no time to walleye fish or take clients walleye fishing. You know,
You told me that JP has never had a bad day on the water.
he never has. Every JP has been up here a dozen times this summer, and he's always had 27 to 28 pounds every day.
Man,
I don't get it.
does JP have any availability?
If you want to go fish the secondary scraps that I give JP and catch 28 pounds, book a trip with JP. If you want the real experience where we're actually going out working hard for these fish, we're not doing it the lazy man's way. We're freaking grinding, then book a trip with me. There. Take that. Good thing JP's in bed right now.
And that's for 21 pounds.
Yeah, I could put you on 21.
Okay. 21, 28. Yeah, same thing.
Same thing. No, JP's good. He's lucky. He's one of the luckiest anglers I know. Maybe he's just really good. I don't know. One of the two. He catches them. He catches them. Hopefully we'll be able to fish more. I mean, I'm excited for that tournament next weekend. We'll see how we go. It's a 2-dayer. So
Whose boat are you taking?
probably mine.
When you and JP fish, is it like equal parts? Like, do you allow him to like kind of make some decisions in the boat?
Sure.
Or?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. Like when you guys choose spots and locations, like, do you overpower that, or do you kind of let him think, like weigh in on that?
I would say I have the final say.
Okay. Well, this is just me talking here, but I mean, given that JP's having a lot of success this year,
I'm not going to fish JP's style in a tournament.
but if it wins you the tournament, is that okay?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
What's the difference in style?
I run until I find the fish or run out of time.
And
JP seems to just grind in one spot or two spots. That's all he has.
have you ever tried that?
I'm joking. Don't send me hate mail, JP.
Yeah, but wait a second. Like,
What?
he's finding a way to put
Yes.
bags.
No. I think we're gonna do great next week. We're gonna decide. I'm gonna be out all week. I'll know kind of where the fish are, and he won't know, but he'll know his history on where he's been crushing them all year, and he'll convince me to go do that, and we'll probably crush them. So, not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Jim goes, having gone out a few times with you, I'd like JP's number. Come on, man. Come on. We did have a tough day. We did. It's all about decisions, Now, JP and I we work well, we fish well together, and we'll talk, we'll talk all week, and I'll let them know, hey, I'm not on shit, or I am on fish, or I think they're here, or we need to check this out, or let's do this, and then let's go there, or I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go down. We always make good decisions. And the thing with JP is he's going to fish whatever we decide to fish hard and try to get it done, That's all. Yeah, he's pretty easygoing guy in the water. We don't run into issues like that. But we haven't fished a tournament since the spawn either, So it's a little different beast out there now.
Where's the tournament out of?
Shimobe. Yeah. There's a lot of directions we could go from there, That's what it all comes down to, is choices for the day. When I fished solo last weekend with the wind, I made my choice. I said, I'm not gonna get all crazy. I settled in a couple key areas, and I was happy. How should I put this? I fished the best I could with the conditions I had for the areas I decided to stay in. Looking back, should I have made a run at the last 2 hours? Obviously I thought at the time I could get it done in that zone. But the thought crossed my mind to make a long run, because it only takes 20 minutes to catch them, but I just didn't do it.
Well, the weather wasn't helping you.
No, but I could have made the run. How many clips did we make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
How many ducks do you put out?
Dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens.
So Travis told me it takes 1 hour to set up your spread for duck hunting, and it takes you an hour to break it all back down. That's a lot of work. And how many ducks do you shoot when you go out?
It depends. So, since I'm new to hunting this area, I will say this. New York, let's talk diver hunting. New York, you're allowed, say, 2 bluebills, a day. In Canada, I believe it's 6 birds. I have to look in this zone. And they only care, they don't want you to shoot more than 2 black ducks. So you can shoot 6 canvasbacks, 6 pintail, 6 whatever, based off of the Canadian rules, from what I've seen so far.
So when you put your ducks out, like, do you put like a bunch of different species out to like make them all like?
There's puddle ducks, divers, and sea ducks. Okay. It's like perch, walleye, and bass, right? You can go in the marsh. You can set up and hunt mallards or teal or wood ducks, or you can go offshore and hunt, redheads, canvasbacks, bluebills that are going to run the big lake. You're not going to find them in the marsh typically. And then you can run the big birds that come from way, way up north that winter on the Great Lakes.
Hold that thought.
Hold that thought.
Yeah. MJ wants to know, what size line were you using in the
spawn tournament? 12.
You said you were getting them in the boat quick.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about those fish when they're spawning, but I feel like you can get them in the boat fast. Or maybe it's because it's just shallow.
I think that some of them will fight. You get in that 18 to 20 in that current in the main river, they'll fight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those 6 to 8 foot fish, you just crank that drag and lift up, and you get that 25-foot net out and scoop them in. Move on to the next one.
Gotcha.
God, I know spawning tournaments, there's a lot of controversy, but I freaking love that. Not to fish, but to fish a tournament. I love the thrill of going and finding 5 big ones and then getting them.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's my favorite way to fish a tournament. Putting the time in and then getting them.
How many fish do you think you look at in a flogger?
Hundreds. During practice or guiding?
Yeah.
A lot. But that also allows me to find the 5 right ones most of the time. It's fun.
Do you find that like the 7-pounders are like deeper?
No.
They could just be in 6 feet of water.
Yeah.
So it's really just burning gas and looking around.
Yeah. It's time on the water.
Do you always catch the fish in practice?
Yeah.
And
A lot
weigh-
of times I
weigh
catch,
it?
I'll catch them 8 times that week. God.
For real?
Yeah.
You got a tournament coming up and you'll still stab that
Hell
fish?
yeah. My peeps need to catch some fish. Now,
What's up, John Henning?
dozens of times.
Yeah, MJ, I'm with you, man. I was up here. I was up here for before your spawn tournament.
Yeah.
And I think I caught 25 pounds in like a half a day. It was a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was using 8-pound test, and they were coming in pretty quick.
Sure.
I wasn't even using a net. It wasn't a tournament, but they were coming up.
Yeah. I don't know if any of you guys watched the Bassmaster live shows and you saw the Great Lakes Finesse commercial. That one fish that I caught in that commercial, I probably caught him 4 times that week guiding, and then that's one of the fish I took in that in the tournament out of Clayton that we weighed in.
Did you name it?
No, it's just the 5.8 on the off the Picton channel there. Very close to where you started this morning.
Did it have any lips left?
Yeah, you can't even tell.
It's good.
We're gentle on them. What do you want me to do? It is what it is. All right, guys. What else? We got anything else? So your punishment for not doing not catching the days, you got to rig a bunch of these decoy lines tonight before bed. How's that sound?
I can help you.
No, I'm kidding. I'll get it done little by little. This is just one stage. Now I got to put them around the decoys. And there's a bunch that you don't use these long lines with. So, but once we get it done, and this is the right way of doing it. Like back in the day, I would just take rope and just make knots and tie these clips to. Like I want to do all this fancy stuff like I am now. So.
I just wouldn't do it.
I hear you. It's exciting. I'm actually looking forward to, the duck hunting, the ice fishing, all the different things that I neglected when I lived back in Philadelphia, because I couldn't do any of that stuff. I didn't have the land. I didn't have the garage space. All I could do is bass fish. So now that we can experience a lot of different outdoor activities, I'm going to take advantage of it. So you should definitely come up here ice fishing with me.
You're going to get a snowmobile?
4-wheeler.
Okay. No snowmobile?
Should I get a snowmobile over a 4-wheeler?
What are you going to do with a 4-wheeler?
Well, I would use it to plow the driveway too. I don't know. Snowmobile or 4-wheeler, guys?
I know it would be more fun.
I wouldn't get like how much are like snowmobiles probably cost 30, 40, 50 grand nowadays.
No way.
No?
Come on.
All right. I just want an ice fishing snowmobile.
Okay.
Not one that I don't want to ride trails with it.
Why not?
Because I want to ride trails. I'm not a trail riding type of guy. I want to use it as a tool, That's a long lead. If that's 4-foot drop. The reason why is if you have a dog's going to swim through your decoys a lot better, not get tangled up. If you didn't have a dog, you'd run them a lot shorter. So, in case you're wondering.
Are you going to get a dog?
At some point, yeah. 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 What's so funny? Who's going to take care of that thing? I don't know.
Have you ever thought of putting a schedule together where you're like, man, I'm going to bass fish through November. And then come December 1, I'm going to do what?
I'm thinking about early season goose hunting next September, guiding, and not even bass fishing in September. What?
I think that's one thing we didn't cover today was goose hunting.
No, we didn't even get there yet. Talk about investing in those things.
Do you need another garage?
Probably. No. 4 in the snow sucks. Ice fishing, I have changed too. Yeah, I know. Snowmobile for ice fishing. UTV with tracks. I agree. You're going to get so many 4-wheeler tracks. So pontoon cruises. I want to do that too. I want to get a pontoon boat and take people on cruises around the castles and shit and talk about the history. And then we can have some wine and cheese and stuff.
You might be able to do that.
I know.
But what time would that start?
Like 4. 4 to, then we come in at dark.
Yeah, 7:30.
Yeah.
Do we see a sunset?
Yeah. Sunset pontoon cruises by SmallmouthCrush. And I could talk about like Bigfoot and conspiracies and aliens and all that kind of stuff.
It would be entertaining for everybody.
Yeah. Like if anyone has any questions, what this reality is.
What would you guys pay to jump on a pontoon boat with a few bottles of wine and listen to Travis talk a little bit about castles and then?
No, you know what's funny? A lot of these guys that watch this, they know that I think a little bit differently about our reality, but nobody asks me these questions on the boat. I never get to have a conversation about it with anyone. Ain't that crazy? All they want to do is catch fish. Whatever.
Airboat.
Yeah.
Man.
Man.
Nobody asks you questions?
No, nobody. I know. They all want to know, like,
I don't ask you questions.
what's your favorite drop shot bait or whatever. I don't know what they ask me. Nothing about how my mind works.
Is there one question that somebody asked you that you're like, man, no one's ever asked me that?
No,
Really?
not that I can think of. We don't want you freaking out and arguing with us, Jim says. Oh, man. Cormorant hunt with wine and cheese. That's funny. You guys are funny. We love you. We just wanted to say hi tonight. I know this was kind of a, just, you know, we used to be really good at these lives back in the day. I think we're going to get there. Really, once I get things, when will I ever get things ready and organized? Huh? Look at this shit. Look what just came in the mail today. I got to show you guys this. I got to learn. So I'm sick of driving the Fat Nancy's and that other gas station down in Pulaski when I need my skein for salmon fishing, right?
I'm sorry, what?
So I have to catch some salmon, or if any of you viewers can catch a couple salmon and drop them off here in Watertown, New York, I would love it this week. Bleed them out first, though. Cut their gills. I need salmon eggs, right? So I bought a bunch of Procure cure for salmon. It came in the mail today. So I asked Brooks from Portland if he could get me a couple salmon, and he thinks he can, but I need to make my own skein. Skein's the salmon eggs that we use for bait for salmon.
Okay.
And last year, I'd run down to like Fat Nancy's and it'd be late at night. And by the time I get there, sometimes they're sold out. Like you have to call ahead and they charge you like $15 for a little Ziploc bag that you'll burn it through in half a day of cured salmon skein. So I got that table there. I got the fridge over here. I got trays. I watched some videos on it. I got to start curing my own eggs, and then I can freeze them too and have them ready for next year. So I need as many. If you guys can dump off 40, 50, 60 salmon, I'll take as many as you can.
All right. So let me just get this straight. Like, are they allowed to like take the salmon fillets and then dump them off to you? Or is it like
nobody wants salmon fillets from the river, but sure. Yeah. I don't need the meat.
Why would you catch salmon then?
Some people enjoy doing it on a guide, and I like to catch them. I don't like to eat them in the river. No.
So what do you? Why would you catch them and keep them if you don't want to eat them?
They're fun to catch, just like a bass.
But then you like kill them?
Well, you have to get the eggs out of them. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how it works. He's confused.
Fat Nancy is his side piece.
Uh-huh. Fat Nancy's. But that's right. People from around here don't know what that means.
Yeah. Fat Nancy's is a tackle shop on 81 on your way up to Thousand Islands.
I should go to a fish cleaning station. That's a good point. Maybe we will. Whenever I get some time. Yeah.
Where's that at? Is that up there? Pulaski?
The fish cleaning station?
Yeah.
All over the rivers. There's fish cleaning stations all over. I think you would love to let's do some fishing other than bass fishing. Like, why not? Let's go salmon. Dude, if I took you salmon fishing one time, you'd be like, this is fucking awesome. You see those rods up there? Those long rods right up on the ceiling with the floats on them? That's what we use. They're 8, 9, 10, 11-foot rods. You have
What do you just wade in the river and
weight or whatever, and we put skein on those floats, and we can crankbait them. We can float. We can. There's a lot of different techniques, but it's a lot of fun. It really is.
So, like, what is like a traditional salmon day look like? Do you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning?
So
like...
I fish public water, and it's a popular place, right? So I have to beat everybody there so I can get the spots I want.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's early, and then you can't fish until a half hour before sunrise.
Okay.
And then you start fishing, and we can leave whenever you want, but
is there like a limit?
I don't know limit. I think it's 3 per person. And you might get a steelhead too, which is a rainbow trout. It's a trout. Those taste good. So you can eat steelhead. But the salmon, the Chinooks and cohos, when they're at that stage of their life, because those are 4-year-old fish that are going to die. They're going in the river to die.
Are they like bright red?
No, that's like Alaska.
Okay.
They're bright black. Yeah. They're zombies. You'll get some fresh ones too, don't get me wrong, but they're dying. Like their meat, their proteins are degrading.
Okay.
People will eat them, and people do keep them. I'm not into it. Yeah. It's not like a nice salmon from Alaska, wild caught sockeye that you buy at the grocery store.
Where's Pineville?
I don't know. I think that's by Pulaski.
Mm-hmm. Steve knows a thing or two about salmon fishing.
I'm reading the comments.
Yeah.
Huh. MC the Hammer. You talking beads, boy? I got beads. Check this out. I got them right here. Oh. We bead fish. I got beads. There's my beads. All ready to go. Death Row Beads.
Death Row Beads.
Death Row Beads.
Death Row Records.
Yeah, so I like Steely beads, Death Row beads, and Great Lakes. Great Lakes Steelhead Company makes some good beads. So, and I got them all labeled, different sizes, different colors. So you see those floats up there with a, see that bead right there, that orange? That represents a single egg. And I use those mostly for steelhead, but you definitely catch salmon on them too.
So what do you put, a fake egg in front of a real egg?
No. I mean, you can, but I would just go with that bead. You could just float a bead.
That's it?
I like skein. Skein's the real, it's a gob of eggs that you put on a hook under a float. And the salmon will tear that up over anything.
Mm-hmm.
They love it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Steve grew up in Dexter. Let's go fishing. Another month at the falls. Yeah, they'll be there. I'm not burned down on bass fishing. Yeah. Love it. No, I just love all kinds of fishing. I really do. And I used to do all kinds of fishing back in the day. And I just haven't had the opportunity to do it. So I'm excited for my new activities that I get to enjoy, you know?
Yeah.
Duck hunting too, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, man.
Wait till you see me out there. I do everything, you know, I'm pretty hardcore with whatever I do, so I ain't gonna half-ass it.
No,
No.
you're not.
No. That's one thing. We get it right. Like, that's why I didn't do any of these salmon rods, because I honestly am scared to death how to rig shit right now. You know? I barely looked at my downriggers that came with that Lund. I got them off right now, but yeah. Anyways, all right, you gotta get to bed. I gotta get to bed. We got a guide tomorrow. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. I'm not sure, but I have a sneaky suspicion that next Monday is going to be the PHYXTV special, SmallmouthCrush exclusive. But then we'll be back the following week. Epic Eric will be back. And then as soon as I get my decoys tied up, ready to go, I get my salmon rods ready to go, I get the boat cleaned, I get this garage organized, then we're going to start talking fishing on the Smallmouth Crush live streams. Like, have guests, like, get serious about it. You know what I mean? Like it used to be. I've been slacking, dude. Remember, we had you as a guest.
You went through. You moved. I mean, you.
The move was killer.
You became like this multifaceted outdoorsman outfitter.
That's still just bass fishes.
Oh my god! Yeah.
You know.
And I mean, you fish a lot. You fish
every day,
6 days a week at least.
Well, even on my days off, I'm fishing. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about it the other day. So I keep a log of all the gas I use. It's nothing but boat, Lund, Camus, Lund, truck, every day.
Yeah.
Sick.
You gotta be burning a lot of fuel.
A lot. A lot. Yeah.
Catching a lot of fish though.
Someday. It's not always easy. It's fun. The conditions, you know, it makes it fun because like tomorrow I have no idea where I'm going to start, you know, no idea what's going to happen.
Winds are light though, right?
Southeast, I heard up to 10. So it could be blowing later in the day. Yeah.
I would say the southeast is better than
northeast or east.
No, any east is no good.
No.
Unless you can get in the lake.
Yeah. Sorry, I was way behind. Yeah. All right. You ready to wrap this up?
Wrap it.
All right, guys. So until next time, see you on the water. We appreciate it. I'm gonna keep rigging some decoys and then get to bed here. Figure out what we're gonna do. We have a few more beers.
Not me.
No, you're going to bed.
Going to bed.
All I ask, and I forgot to tell you this, but so wife's getting really mad because I have so many people stay over all the time. Can you take the sheets off the bed and just put them in the wash machine downstairs?
Yeah.
Don't start it. Just put them in. Pillowcases and the bed sheets. Because apparently she wants it clean. Even though, like, I don't care. Like, I'm sure JP wouldn't care if he had to sleep in your soiled sheets the next week. But I think it's weird that we have to wash every time somebody stays here. But so she's the one doing it because I forget, and she gets mad. I would do it. Like, if I knew you were coming, I'd find time.
I would do it anyway.
Okay. Thanks.
But she doesn't want me to wash them.
No, because I think she's afraid, like, you might not know what buttons to press or whatever.
No, you know what she's afraid of? She's afraid I'm going to wash them and not be around to dry them, and then they're going to have to be rewashed again. Yeah.
So I said, because we got a little debate over it, I said, well, what if I made my friends, like, just put the sheets in? Would that help?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then she's going to do, like, a full clean on the bathroom after you leave.
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She'll be on her hands and knees for 2 hours.
No.
Yeah. Doesn't Britt
I'll clean.
Britt Carnwright stayed over 2 nights ago. You stayed over. JP stays. I mean, we got guests all the time staying here.
You got to lock that down. You can't have your wife doing that.
I know.
She's busy.
I'd say screw it and just deal with it.
I think everybody that stays needs to be able to clean their own shit up.
That would be nice.
That's the plan.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. See you on the water.
All right. George, I'm loving the Lund. It's a wet boat, but I love it. It's a good boat. Steve, I'm up in I'm just north of Watertown a little bit. New York is where we're at now. So I gotta rig up. All we threw was a football jig today, though. Lost about 8 of them.
Lost 8 football jigs?
Every day I lose 8. Derek doesn't get it. Derek's like, I just sent you a bunch of jigs. What you see on that rack is all the halves I have left.
They're all halves?
The top ones are, yeah.
Well, better call Derek.
I know. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Huh? Conrad took a bunch.